Hey everyone, welcome back to my cozy corner. It's Jen, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm just a regular old college student, Kelsey Dominguez. But if you're not new here, welcome back to the chaos. It is January, as we already know from my last video, which means I will be turning 22 in 2 days. And to celebrate, I decided to go to all my favorite bookstores, Book Off, Target, and Barnes and Nobles, of course. Girly Pop is over here. We love her to death, but she's a little expensive, but honestly valid because she's important. Anyways, we went to all my favorite bookstores and just got some books that I thought I would enjoy. So let's start with the 20th. I did get most of these books before the 20th, but let's start with this girly here. We went to the pre-release event for the Onyx Storm book that came out, and guys, I don't know. I went to a pre-release event for the, this is like Gamer Talk. I went to the pre-release event for the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom a couple years ago, and I felt like, I felt so included. Everyone was super fun. We were all playing like our own little Zelda and Mario Kart games, so it was super cute. But like book talk wise, I have never felt so included. Everybody was geeking out over like Zayden and Dane and who might die, and of course Taryn and everything else is going on. But essentially I ended up staying that entire day from like 12 to 7, just hanging out at Barnes and Noble, hanging out at Book Off where I got some more books, and then just kind of chilling until the that night when I got Onyx Storm. And then I also got a couple other goodies. There was like a little keychain, and there was also a bookmark that came with it. Y'all, the bookmark is so cute. It says the title on the top, and it also has like a little golden emblem of like a dragon. It's black. I'm assuming that it's Taryn, but on the back it says a storm is coming, and then it has like under it has like let's connect, and it has all of Rebecca Yarros's socials. So I've been using that as a bookmark. Usually when I was a kid, I would just like have the bookmark right here, but because like I'm a little bit older and I want to like cherish this, I've been having the bookmark in the middle where it wouldn't get any debris or like, I don't know, what do you call it, like erosion from like carrying it around and stuff like that. But essentially after the second book of Iron Flame, we are now like trying to find like Andarna's people, and Zayden is now, now Venom, so we're trying to find a cure for Big Boy over here. But I have only gotten 200 pages in so far, so I actually did start reading this already because I could not wait. So I'll talk more about it in my January TBR wrap up. But let's talk about the other books that I got. So while I was at Barnes and Nobles at the pre-release event, I did pick up 2 Twisted Crowns. I have been waiting to grab my special edition copies. I have not read the book yet. I do not have a copy of any of the books. So when I saw that they had it, I was like, okay, let me start saving up for this. This book is $32. That's a lot of money for somebody who's in college. And I was hoping that the second book would also be there, but I'm sorry, hoping that the first book would also be there, but they only had the 2 Twisted Crowns copy, and girl, I could work out with this. This is like super heavy, but unfortunately they did not have One Dark Window out, and so I was only able to pick up 2 Twisted Crowns. But once I pick up One Dark Window, I will definitely start this. I don't know what's up with me. I'm so out of breath today. Next, by the way, I had a super good time at the pre-release event. Also got to go to Book Off, like I said, and pick up a few books, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Next up, I did go to Target a couple weeks prior, and I went there for groceries. I came out with the book. I also got the groceries, but I came out with the book. So as you guys know, part of my January TBR was to read and finish the 5 Broken Blades book, and as we already know, they're essentially going on like a heist, not a heist, but like they're trying to assassinate the king, and so they like find like 5 or 6 people to, no, and definitely 6 because everybody's paired up. They find 6 people and they're like trying to assassinate the king. So why it's called 5 Broken Blades, I'm not really sure, because there are 6 people, but one of them is like the king's daughter, so maybe that's why. That would make sense. But this is 4 Ruined Realms. I'm essentially I'm guessing that they're probably gonna go work on killing the queen, because at the very end the king was like, hey, you guys thought you could kill me? Nope, just kidding. That was a test for you guys. You guys are actually supposed to kill the queen next, and you only have like a couple months to do so, or you're all gonna die for treason. So that's what we're gonna talk about in this book. I'm probably gonna read it in February for my February TBR, so definitely stay tuned for that. Lastly, we did go to not Barnes and Noble. We did go to Book Off, like I said. Book Off is one of my favorite places in the world. It is essentially a secondhand bookstore, so if you have any books that you want to get rid of, or that you've had for super long, or that you didn't really enjoy, probably definitely go over there, get them, sell them for a couple dollars, and your girl will definitely pick them up, because I'm so excited to read everything that I can get my hands on. But I went there to kind of like, well, no, I was meeting up with a friend to go eat what was I eating? I was eating Thai food, and I saw that there was a book off nearby, so I'm like, ooh girl, let's go hang out, get there early, because I'm trying to get some books this month because it is your girl's birthday. So first up we have Kite Runner. This, for me, I've never read it before. I've actually not read any of these books before besides getting halfway through Onyx Storm, but this is a book to me that seems like something that a teacher would assign somebody in grade school. But I was watching what is her name, Bella Hafid, something like that, I forget. No, Sarah, her name is Sarah Hafid on YouTube, and she was talking about this book, reading it, absolutely loving it, crying tears and stuff. So I low-key picked it up. I was like, okay, I'm excited to read it now because somebody else liked it, and it wasn't just like it was something that I was assigned for school, so I had to read it. She really actually enjoyed it. I have no idea what this book is about, but from what I understand, maybe somebody's trying to escape Afghanistan and some stuff goes down. He meets some friends. I don't want to say any more because I have no idea what's going on in this book, so let me go ahead and just read the premise real quick. A powerful story of friendship. It is also about the power of reading, the price of betrayal, and the possibility of redemption, an exploration of the power of fathers over sons, their love, their sacrifices, their lies. The story of an unlikely friendship between a wealthy boy and the son of a father's servant, caught in the tragic sweep of history. The Kite Runner transports the readers to Afghanistan at a tense and crucial moment of change and destruction. So definitely, it's giving for me like Boy in Striped Pajamas, at least as far as intensity, and probably gonna make me cry. That was like one of my favorite like assigned readings as a kid when I was in grade school, so I'm definitely really excited to read this one. Now we have a book that I would usually not pick up at a store like Target just because she's a little expensive and I've heard mixed reviews. So next we have If He Had Been With Me. Essentially, if you've read what do you call it, You've Reached Sam, it's essentially the same premise. So I believe like the girl and this guy are together, and either he's already died or we know that he's gonna die and he's gonna die at like the end of the story or something. But I know that there's a second book that's from like the guy's perspective. I forget what it's called, but there's just been a couple people that really like it and a couple people that really don't. So because this was only $5, I was like, why not? Let's go ahead and grab it and see if we like it or not. And if we don't like it, well, if we really don't like it, we can always give it back to Book Off. But if we like it and could probably read it again, we'll probably just keep it. But that is If He Had Been With Me by Nowland. Next up we have an author that I don't know, I was kind of hesitant to try her out just because I'm not really like a purely romance fiction girly. Like I love high fantasy, I love like historical fantasy and historical fiction, but purely romance I'm not sure about, just because I don't know, girl meets boy, boy meets girl, they fall in love, they start kissing, they have their little third act conflict and yada yada yada. But a lot of people have been talking about Hazelwood, and what's it called, what is her name, oh, the other book that we're going to talk about in a second is also from Hazelwood, but she has been somebody who has been on my radar lately as far as people on YouTube talking about her. So I'm just curious. I went ahead and picked up her books because I got 2 of them by Hazelwood. I got Love Theoretically, no idea what it is about, but I have heard people talk about it. Rival physicists collide in a vortex of academic feuds and fake dating shenanigans in this beautifully, delightfully STEMinist, okay, cute, rom-com from a New York Times bestselling author, Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain. The many lives of the theoretical physicist Elsie Hanaway have finally caught up with her. By day, she's an adjunct professor toiling away at grading labs and teaching thermodynamics in the hopes of landing tenure. By other day, what? Oh, okay. So is this like a Groundhog Day where it's like one day she's one thing and then like what? Okay. Anyways, I'm not really sure, but I'm probably gonna read this and give you guys my thoughts on it. I'm not sure because romances aren't really my thing, but we'll see. And if anything, I'll give this to my grandma. She really loves romance. She likes her a good romance with all the cute guys and everything. But besides, love my grandma, miss her. But anyways, next up is Bride. Bride by Hazelwood is essentially a romance between a vampire and a werewolf. I'm not sure what else there's going on, whether it's like forced proximity or like forced marriage or something like that, but I have heard people talking about it, and I've heard like a lot of people talking about the specific like body parts and how they interact with each other. And so because of that, my curious mind was like, oh, if we're gonna go there, let's go there. I'm curious now. You have my attention. But essentially, a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf form a dangerous alliance in this enthralling new paranormal romance. Misery Lark, that's an interesting name for a female, daughter of a powerful vampire councilman, is an outcast. Her days of living anonymously among the humans are over. She has been called upon to uphold an alliance between the vampires and their mortal enemies, the Wares. Yeah, I just couldn't put werewolves, but anyways, that's gonna be The Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I cannot talk to you guys. I'm so sorry. It's the end of the day. That's what it is. But those are those two books that I picked up. I also picked up The Language of Thorns, Midnight Tales and Dangerous Magic by Leigh Bardugo. I have read her her Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom duology, which I absolutely loved. I am also planning on reading the Shadow and Bone trilogy. Here comes my cat. Oh, there you go, Tilly. Good job. This year, so I'm figured I might as well just go ahead and start collecting her books because I know that I'm absolutely gonna love them. So yeah, this is essentially like a book of short stories about the different Grecias and stuff, so I'm really excited to read this. This is also another hefty book, definitely not as heavy as a Twisted Crowns book, but I'm just excited to read these ones, guys. But last but not least, I heard this on a YouTube video that it was like I forget what it was. I think it was like it was like books that aren't typically read but caught my attention type situation. So I was like, ooh, okay, we heard about this one before, let's go ahead and give it a chance. I'm not sure if this is YA. I do see the Jimmy logo up here. I believe it's a production studio, Jimmy Patterson, so it's probably a production studio that did this book. They usually do like YA books, so this is probably going to be a YA book. But anyways, with that all being said, this is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. Probably butchering her last name. I have no idea what it's about, but by the title, it sounds pretty cool. Stalking Jack the Ripper. If you guys don't know, definitely listen to some podcasts on it. But Jack the Ripper is essentially some serial killer from like way back in the 80s, 60s, or something like that. I'm not sure if they caught him or not. Hopefully they did. But like, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like listening to documentaries and shit like that, podcasts and whatever. It is always really fun this year about like murder and stuff. But anyways, this is about he's the infamous killer no one has been able to find, and now it's a girl's turn. Oh, so is the girl the Jack the Ripper person? Jackie the Ripper? Groomed to be the perfect highborn Victorian young lady, Audrey Rose Wadsworth has a decidedly different plan for herself. After the loss of her beloved mother, she is determined to understand the nature of death and its workings. Trading in her embroidery needle for an autopsy scalpel, okay, Audrey secretly apprentices in forensics. She soon gets drawn to the investigation of a serial killer, Jack the Ripper. Ooh, okay, so she's catching him. But to her horror, the search for clues brings her far closer to her sheltered world than she ever thought possible. Inspired by the infamously unsolved case, okay, so they never actually caught him, this dazzling debut by Carrie Maniscalco weaves an atmospheric tale of beauty and darkness in which a remarkably modern Victorian girl discovers that some buried secrets simply won't stay dead. I don't know what is up with my stuttering today, guys, but this sounds pretty cool. I am excited to read these books. Definitely excited to read this one. I'll probably toss it in my February TBR video later. But that being said, these are all of the books that I decided to grab this month. I try to keep my spending to a pretty good minimum, just because, you know, I am a college student and whatever else. But there are a couple books in here that I was really excited to get, specifically the Four Ruined Realms one and the Onyx Storm, and also definitely the Two Twisted Crowns. And I am also planning to get the One Dark Window book. But with everything else, though, I probably paid about like less than $30, so saved a couple bucks on that. With that being said, you guys, if you did like this video, I'm so sorry for the rambling, but go ahead and like it. Definitely subscribe. Next video, stay tuned, will be a January wrap-up TBR video where I talk about the books that I read this month. This girly pop will definitely be involved in that, so if you're thinking about what I thought about it, go ahead and watch that video and stay tuned. But with that all being said, you guys, don't forget to comment down below if you've read any of these books, what books you're excited for this year, what you're planning to do for your birthday this year, and maybe what's your zodiac sign. I want to know. Anyway, go ahead and put all that down in the comments below. I will see you guys next time, and that is it for me today, guys. Bye.